Anonymous have just revealed that the TSA is quietly rolling out facial recognition technology to 400 US companies. The implementation of facial recognition screening in airports will soon become a reality for Americans, with a new program gradually introducing this technology at 400 different locations throughout the United States. This initiative, which is being discreetly rolled out, aims to enhance security measures and streamline the airport screening process. The Transportation Security Administration is currently in the initial phases of incorporating automated facial recognition technology into its existing systems, which are designed to authenticate travelers' identification documents. The enhancement being introduced, purportedly designed to collect only essential data, will cross-reference the individual's facial features with their official identification, flight particulars, and security clearance. This facial recognition technology is currently operational at 25 different airports across the region. This advanced system not only verifies the traveler's identity efficiently, but also validates their flight details and security clearance status seamlessly. Anonymous pointed out that one of the most significant disadvantages of facial recognition technology is its potential to infringe upon individual privacy rights. These new facial recognition systems are capable of capturing and analyzing biometric data, including facial features and characteristics, without individuals' consent or knowledge. And this raises concerns about unauthorized surveillance, tracking, and profiling of individuals' movements and activities. In a society where privacy is increasingly valued, the indiscriminate use of facial recognition technology by governments, law enforcement agencies, and private companies has sparked controversy and legal challenges. Anonymous argue that facial recognition poses a threat to civil liberties and democratic principles, undermining individuals' rights to privacy, autonomy, and freedom of expression. Facial recognition technology also poses security risks and vulnerabilities that could be exploited by malicious actors. The collection and storage of biometric data in centralized databases create potential targets for hackers and cybercriminals seeking to access sensitive information or manipulate facial recognition systems for illicit purposes. The Transportation Security Administration promotes this initiative as a means to enhance the efficacy and productivity of security measures. In contrast, some officials within the US government view it as laying the groundwork for the establishment of a pervasive national surveillance system. The Transportation Security Administration representative shared with news outlets that the introduction of facial recognition technology has significantly boosted the efficiency and effectiveness of security protocols. Furthermore, the spokesperson emphasized that this innovative technology not only enhances security measures, but also elevates the overall passenger experience. The individual emphasized that the technological advancement offers a substantial boost in security measures, particularly considering the critical role of identity verification in ensuring robust transportation security. The Transportation Security Administration has refrained from disclosing the specific airports slated to receive facial recognition screening as a security measure. The initiative drew the interest of legislators back in February of the previous year, when the Transportation Security Administration commenced the implementation of facial recognition technology in specific airports across the United States. This strategic move by the TSA aimed to enhance security measures and streamline passenger processing procedures. Senator Edward Markey of Massachusetts emphasized the importance of ensuring that passengers are not put in a position where they have to compromise either their safety or their privacy while traveling, particularly in light of the TSA's recent implementation. The TSA initiative serves as a foundational step towards a potential scenario where a comprehensive nationwide surveillance system could be established. In a society where privacy and freedom are fundamental national values, entrusting any government with excessive power poses a grave threat. The delicate balance between governmental authority and individual rights is crucial to uphold the essence of democracy and personal liberty. Senate members wrote a letter addressed to the Transportation Security Administration, urging the organization to discontinue the use of facial recognition technology. The senators expressed concerns that the implementation of this technology could potentially worsen highlighted issues. Moreover, they highlighted the potential risks to Americans' safety and security if the biometric data collected were to be accessed by unauthorized individuals or private corporations. The senators emphasized the importance of safeguarding citizens' privacy and preventing any misuse of sensitive biometric information. Congressional lawmakers took their concerns one step further in November by denouncing facial recognition screenings at airports and a proposed bipartisan Traveler Privacy Protection Act to prevent the TSA from collecting facial biometric data. Senator John Kennedy said that every day, TSA scans thousands of Americans' faces without their permission and without making it clear that travelers can opt out of the invasive screening. Despite numerous appeals for the Transportation Security Administration to cease its objectionable utilization of facial recognition technologies, the agency has persistently broadened its deployment throughout various regions in the nation. This ongoing expansion of facial recognition technology by the TSA has raised concerns among privacy advocates and civil liberties groups. Travelers must have the freedom to travel by air without compromising their fundamental right to privacy, which should not be treated as just another piece of baggage. If the Traveler Privacy Protection Act is approved, a mandate would be imposed on the Transportation Security Administration to promptly cease its facial recognition initiative and eliminate all biometric information within a time frame of 3 months. Kennedy expressed his disbelief at the TSA's decision to further develop its intrusive facial recognition initiative, despite reservations from Congress. He highlighted the agency's attempt to ignore legitimate privacy worries by emphasizing that citizens' concerns regarding their privacy remain steadfast. The situation raises questions about the TSA's priorities and disregard for public sentiments. Moreover, Kennedy's remarks underscore the tension between governmental security measures and individual rights, signaling a crucial need for a balanced approach that respects both security needs and personal privacy. The Transportation Security Administration has clarified that the facial recognition software implemented will not retain any data utilized during the verification process, nor will it be employed for surveillance or law enforcement objectives. The Transportation Security Administration official informed NextGov that the agency is in the initial phases of incorporating automated facial recognition technology to enhance the existing credential authentication technology devices that were implemented a few years ago. The integration of automated facial recognition capabilities is seen as a significant advancement in the agency's efforts to enhance security measures and improve verification processes at security checkpoints. At the airports, travelers will encounter prominent signs at the screening area entrance informing them about the utilization of facial recognition technology. Additionally, these notices will provide reassurance to travelers by guaranteeing that the airport system does not retain or preserve any individual's data following a successful identification match. This measure aims to enhance security protocols while also ensuring passenger privacy and data protection. The TSA fact sheet emphasized that the sole exemption would occur in a limited testing environment for evaluation of the effectiveness of the technology. This exception pertains to specific scenarios where the technology is being rigorously assessed to determine its efficacy. The facial recognition technology is created using CAT scanners, which take real-time pictures and compare the photo to the person's photo ID. The system employs sophisticated artificial intelligence models that have been trained to develop a biometric template based on the unique facial characteristics of an individual. This template is then utilized to make a comparison with the facial traits depicted in a different image. The United States government lacks specific guidance, regulation, or legislation to effectively control the use of facial recognition technology, leading to concerns regarding potential infringements on human rights, privacy violations, and encroachments on civil liberties. In the previous year, the Transportation Security Administration disclosed that it successfully conducted security screenings for an unprecedented total of over 858 million travelers, translating to a daily average of 2.4 million passengers. This noteworthy figure underscores the immense volume of individuals passing through security checkpoints on a daily basis. In recent years, advancements in technology have enabled governments around the world to deploy sophisticated surveillance tools to monitor and track individuals' activities, both online and offline. From mass surveillance programs to location tracking and social media monitoring, governments have increasingly relied on surveillance to gather intelligence, investigate crimes, and maintain social control. However, the expansion of government surveillance has raised concerns about the erosion of privacy rights and the potential for abuse of power. Anonymous has been quick to highlight the dangers of unchecked surveillance, warning people about the risks of living in a surveillance state where individuals' every move is monitored and tracked by the government. One of the primary ways in which Anonymous warns people about government tracking is by exposing and raising awareness about surveillance programs and practices. Through data leaks, whistleblowing, and online activism, Anonymous has uncovered numerous instances of government surveillance and provided evidence of mass surveillance programs conducted by intelligence agencies such as the NSA and CIA. For example, in 2013, former NSA contractor Edward Snowden leaked classified documents revealing the extent of the NSA's global surveillance apparatus, including the PRISM program, which collected vast amounts of data from major tech companies. Anonymous played a crucial role in disseminating this information to the public, raising awareness about the scale and scope of government surveillance. In addition to exposing government surveillance programs, Anonymous also educates the public about the dangers of surveillance and provides guidance on how individuals can protect their privacy and digital rights. Through online forums, social media channels, and informational resources, Anonymous shares tips and tools for safeguarding personal information and resisting government tracking. Anonymous encourages individuals to use encryption, secure communication channels, and privacy-enhancing technologies to protect themselves from surveillance and maintain anonymity online. By empowering people with knowledge and resources, Anonymous aims to counteract government surveillance and promote a culture of privacy and digital freedom. Another way in which Anonymous warns people about government tracking is by challenging government overreach and advocating for legal and policy reforms to protect privacy rights. Anonymous organizes protests, petitions, and campaigns to raise awareness about surveillance issues and pressure governments to enact meaningful reforms. Anonymous calls for increased transparency, accountability, and oversight of government surveillance programs, as well as stricter limits on the collection and use of personal data. By holding governments accountable for their surveillance practices, Anonymous seeks to protect individuals' rights to privacy and freedom of expression in the digital age. As of right now, Anonymous plays a crucial role in warning people about government surveillance and tracking of individuals. Through exposing surveillance programs, educating the public, and challenging government overreach, Anonymous raises awareness about the dangers of unchecked surveillance and advocates for privacy rights and digital freedom. In February 2021, an alarming incident unfolded at a water treatment plant in the small city of Oldsmar, Florida, which serves approximately 15,000 residents. A plant operator noticed something unusual on his computer screen. His mouse cursor was moving independently, seemingly controlled by an unseen force. Initially, the operator assumed it was a minor technical glitch. However, as the movement persisted, he quickly realized that someone was remotely accessing his computer. Acting on instinct and experience, he monitored the screen as a series of strange commands began to appear. It soon became clear that this was not a routine issue, but a cyber attack. Authorities later confirmed that a hacker had infiltrated the water treatment system and attempted to poison the city's water supply by increasing the levels of sodium hydroxide, commonly known as lye, to dangerous concentrations. Anonymous, the decentralized hacking group, has since reported on the incident, shedding light on how an external actor nearly compromised the safety of an entire community. While the hacker's identity remains unknown, the ease with which they accessed a critical infrastructure system has sparked widespread concern and discussions about cybersecurity in vital public services. The Oldsmar attack has become a focal point for discussions about vulnerabilities in essential infrastructure and serves as a wake-up call about the potential for harm when critical systems are left exposed to cyber threats. The attack unfolded in a manner that underscores the importance of vigilance among those who manage and operate essential public utilities. The hacker reportedly gained access to the Oldsmar water treatment plant's control system via a remote access software commonly used for troubleshooting and monitoring plant operations. The hacker seemingly exploited the water treatment plant's TeamViewer program to obtain remote access to the target computer, with network data corroborating the operator's account of mouse takeover. However, the sheriff had minimal additional information regarding the method by which the hacker infiltrated TeamViewer or obtained first access to the plant's network. He also offered no specifics regarding how the hacker infiltrated the operational technology network, which governs physical equipment in industrial control systems and is often isolated from the internet-connected networks. They stated that the city's forensic investigators, along with the FBI and Secret Service, are pursuing such answers, saying that they want answers, and it raises concern, as they are unaware of the location of the breach and the level of sophistication of the individuals involved. Security experts have consistently recommended the segregation of IT and OT networks to enhance security, as well as restricting or preferably eliminating all internet connections from operational technology systems. However, investigators acknowledged that the plant's OT systems were externally accessible, and all evidence indicates that the attacker accessed them over the internet. They stated that there is validity in the argument that vital infrastructure elements should remain unconnected. Investigators stated that the water treatment facility had removed TeamViewer following the incident, but he was unable to provide further details regarding additional security steps implemented to eliminate the intruder's access or avert future breaches. They stated that officials have advised all government entities in the broader Tampa Bay region to assess and revise their security measures for self-protection. Despite the rare nature of Oldsmar's public disclosure of a cyber-sabotage attempt on its water infrastructure, the attack it outlines is far from singular, asserts Leslie Carhart, a principal threat analyst at the industrial control system security firm Dragos. She asserts that she has witnessed first-hand incidents where even rudimentary hackers gain access to software applications that facilitate control of physical equipment, such as the TeamViewer remote access tool allegedly utilized in Oldsmar or the human-machine interfaces that directly manage equipment, and begin to manipulate them. She notes that thousands of similar systems can be located on the internet using search engines such as Shodan. The complexity and safeguards inherent in industrial control systems frequently mitigate the potential devastating implications of hacker interference. Carhart references a similar incident, conducted by an insider rather than an external assailant, where a disgruntled consultant at a sewage treatment facility in the Australian Shire of Maroochy exploited his remote access to discharge millions of gallons of raw sewage into nearby parks and rivers. The investigators said that the attacker then increased the sodium hydroxide levels in the water, and at the concentration that it was changed to, sodium hydroxide, which is typically used in small amounts to control acidity and prevent pipe corrosion, would become toxic if consumed, causing severe health effects, such as burns and damage to the skin, eyes, and digestive tract. Fortunately, the quick-thinking plant operator noticed the unusual activity and immediately reversed the changes, averting a potential disaster. Local police and the FBI were notified, initiating a joint investigation. While the rapid response of the plant operator prevented any harm, the incident revealed significant security gaps within the water treatment system, specifically the vulnerabilities associated with remote access technologies. Many small utility plants, like the one in Oldsmar, rely on outdated technology or minimal security protocols, making them prime targets for cyber attacks. Anonymous's report on the attack emphasized the broader implications of this vulnerability, warning that cyber attacks targeting critical infrastructure, such as water supplies, power grids, and healthcare systems, pose an increasing threat to public safety. The group pointed out that many utility plants, especially those serving small or rural communities, lack advanced cybersecurity defenses, making them easy targets for hackers with malicious intentions. In the wake of the Oldsmar water treatment plant attack, investigators have issued a stark warning. Cybercrime, particularly against critical infrastructure, is only going to increase in the coming years. As society becomes increasingly dependent on interconnected digital systems, the potential attack surfaces for cybercriminals expand. Cybersecurity experts and law enforcement officials agree that, unless substantial improvements are made to secure digital infrastructure, incidents like the one in Oldsmar could become far more frequent, with even more devastating consequences. Cybercrime has evolved rapidly in recent years, shifting from individual targeted attacks like identity theft or data breaches to sophisticated large-scale assaults on essential systems. Today, hackers have a wide array of tools at their disposal to exploit vulnerabilities in everything from healthcare networks to energy grids, and the motivations for such attacks have grown increasingly varied. While some cyber attacks are financially motivated, Others are political, ideological, or simply intended to create chaos. The Oldsmar incident is a prime example of how a single attack on a small utility can have widespread repercussions, highlighting the urgent need to protect the infrastructure that underpins modern society. Investigators working on the Oldsmar case have pointed out that cybercrime is no longer limited to isolated individuals or small criminal groups. It now involves a range of actors, including state-sponsored hackers and well-organized cybercrime syndicates. These groups often have significant resources at their disposal, allowing them to conduct prolonged and sophisticated attacks that are difficult to detect and counteract. In fact, a recent report by cybersecurity firms indicates that attacks on critical infrastructure, such as water treatment facilities, power plants, and hospitals, have increased significantly in the past 5 years. Hackers are increasingly targeting these sectors, understanding that their disruption has the potential to cause widespread fear, public safety risks, and significant financial costs. One of the driving factors behind the rise in cybercrime is the rapid expansion of the Internet of Things, which includes any internet-connected device that transmits or receives data. As cities adopt smart technologies and critical infrastructure systems incorporate the Internet of Things to improve efficiency, the risk of cyber attacks also grows. Each device represents a potential entry point for hackers, and because many of these devices are installed with minimal security features, they are highly vulnerable to exploitation. In a critical infrastructure setting, like a water treatment plant, a hacked device could serve as a foothold for cybercriminals to infiltrate and control larger systems, as was the case in Oldsmar, where hackers gained access through a remote access program. As technology advances, the tools and tactics used by hackers are becoming more sophisticated. Techniques such as phishing, ransomware, and social engineering have proven highly effective, even in organizations with substantial cybersecurity resources. According to investigators, attackers are now using increasingly complex methods to bypass traditional security measures. Ransomware, for instance, has become a popular tool among cybercriminals, allowing them to lock down entire networks and demand payment in exchange for returning control. If ransomware were to be deployed against critical infrastructure like a water treatment facility, it could prevent operators from making essential adjustments, potentially endangering public health. In light of these developments, cybersecurity experts are urging businesses, government agencies, and utility providers to invest heavily in cybersecurity measures. Experts agree that as the threat landscape continues to evolve, simply installing antivirus software and firewalls is no longer sufficient. To protect against cybercrime, organizations need to adopt advanced, multi-layered defense strategies. This might include implementing artificial intelligence systems that detect and respond to unusual behavior in real time, setting up encrypted networks, and mandating multi-factor authentication for all remote access to critical systems. Investigators are also highlighting the importance of regulatory action to bolster cybersecurity standards across all critical infrastructure sectors. Currently, there are limited federal mandates for cybersecurity in many industries, leaving many utility providers and essential services with outdated or insufficient protections. Some experts are advocating for comprehensive legislation that would require utility companies and critical service providers to meet specific cybersecurity benchmarks, conduct regular audits, and report incidents promptly. Given the essential nature of these services, they argue that federal oversight is necessary to ensure that all providers prioritize cybersecurity, even if doing so requires substantial investment. Public awareness of cybercrime risks is another crucial factor. While incidents like the Oldsmar attack highlight the dangers posed by cybercrime, many people are still unaware of the full scope of these risks. Investigators believe that by educating the public on the importance of cybersecurity, as well as the role of individual responsibility, such as using secure passwords and enabling multi-factor authentication, the impact of future attacks can be reduced.